Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show where we break down complex business ideas into, well, something you can actually use. We're in the middle of our series, Navigating a Business Model. The whole idea is to explore those fundamental components, breaking down strategic concepts into actionable atomic units. And today, we're diving deep into key partners collaborating for success. Let's imagine you're building something big, right? Something really impactful. Pretty quickly, you hit a wall. You realize, hey, I actually can't do this all by myself. You need help. You need collaborators.
That's exactly it. And that's our mission for this deep dive, to really shed light on the crucial role these strategic partners play in any solid business model. We'll look especially at startups, those ones really constrained by resources, how partnerships give them access to complements or ancillary services, maybe market reach, stuff that's just too hard to build from scratch internally.
Okay, let's get into it then. When we say key partners in a business context, what exactly are we talking about? Is it just suppliers or is there more to it?
Oh, it's definitely more, much more than just suppliers. Think of a company's business model less like a single entity and more like a system, a system of interconnected, interdependent activities. That's how the company does business with customers, vendors, and partners. So you see, partners aren't just external folks you deal with sometimes.
Oh, okay.
They're actually woven into the very fabric of how the business operates, how it creates value.
Right, so it's not an add-on. It's baked in from the start. They're part of the core system, essentially, part of the operating code.
Precisely.
Foundational.
That really changes how you think about them, doesn't it? Not just service providers, but integral parts. Okay, so this leads us to a really common challenge, especially for new companies, right? Startups often lack resources, existing capabilities. Maybe manufacturing or a big sales team or distribution. It can feel like a huge roadblock.
That's the classic startup challenge, as it's often called. The vision, the big idea, it's usually unconstrained by its existing resources and capabilities.
You dream big. You dream big. But the reality is, limited funds, maybe just a few people. That inherent lack of resources creates the classic startup challenge that the new venture must overcome.
It's that gap between the ambition and the current state.
Exactly. And it's not just about money, right? It's time, specific skills, infrastructure.
Yeah.
So a huge chunk of a startup's early effort, its energy, is devoted to bridging these resource gaps.
They have to be smart, nimble, effective with what they do have.
That's the key. Instead of trying to build everything themselves, which could take, forever and cost a fortune, smart entrepreneurs might say negotiate with manufacturing subcontractors or maybe independent sales representatives.
So leveraging what's already out there.
Precisely. Think about building a factory from scratch or hiring and training a massive sales team globally.
Huge investment, huge risk.
Huge risk. By using partners, it's a way of doing without those massive initial capital outlays. They get to test the waters, prove their concept.
Before betting the farm. Makes sense. It's agile.
It's agile, and it de-risks the whole venture significantly.
Okay, that makes theoretical sense. But let's ground this. Can you give us some real-world examples? How have companies actually used partners to expand their reach or make their offerings more complete?
Sure. Let's talk market access first. Alliances are a really powerful tool here to deepen market access. Consider the pharma industry. Getting drugs in front of doctors is key. Take Zantac, the anti-ulcer drug. Both Roche and Glaxo sold it in the US. Why? Because Glaxo, even though it was their drug, did not have a large enough detail force, that's their sales reps, to cover the market and capitalize on the opportunity by itself.
So they needed more feet on the street, basically.
Exactly. Partnering with Roche effectively doubled their sales power. They grabbed way more market share, much faster than they could have alone.
Clever.
And there's another example. ICI Pharmaceuticals and a Merck subsidiary. They sold the exact same ACE inhibitor, just under different brand names.
Why do that?
Purely to gain a higher level of sales force coverage with physicians. More reps talking about it, even under different names, meant reaching more doctors. Saturation.
So it's about realizing that a great product isn't enough if people can't find it or hear about it. Partnering shortcuts, that growth curve.
Absolutely. Or think about distribution networks. The joint venture that created Cereal Partners Worldwide is a classic case.
Cereal partners. Okay.
You had Nestle, huge global food company, massive international brand equity, fantastic distribution system, but surprisingly few cereal brands of their own.
Right.
Then you had General Mills. They had a strong range of cereal brands, loads of cereal marketing expertise, but very little international presence.
Ah, I see where this is going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The joint venture let General Mills tap into Nestlé's massive global distribution network. Suddenly, their cereals were everywhere outside the US and Canada.
Wow, something that would take them decades, maybe.
Decades and billions, they got it almost instantly through that partnership. A perfect synergy.
That's a brilliant example of combining strengths. Okay, so that's reach. What about partners who add features or services that make your own product better, more whole?
Right, this gets into the idea of essential complements, things that enhance your core offering. What's interesting is how complements evolve. Something that's maybe discretionary today might become essential tomorrow as the market changes.
Ah,
Think about web browsers. Back in, say, 1994, they were mostly for leading-edge users, right? Techies.
Yeah.
By 1999, they were standard, shipped with every new PC.
Became expected.
Exactly. So platform companies constantly face this choice. Do we continue to rely on network users' third parties for its supply of these crucial complements, or do we need to integrate the complement into platform goods, bring it in-house?
A build versus partner decision, essentially.
Right, and it's a really strategic one. This also connects directly to two-sided networks.
Two-sided networks, like
Yep.
marketplaces or platforms.
Exactly. Sometimes a platform provider will actually subsidize users on one side, price below cost, maybe even offer it for free.
Why would they do that? Lose money.
Not exactly, it's strategic. By attracting a huge user base on the subsidized side, it dramatically boosts users' WTP willingness to pay on the network's money side.
Okay, give me an example.
Adobe's free PDF reader. Everyone uses it, right?
Sure.
That massive user base drives incredible demand for their paid PDF creation software, like Acrobat Pro. The free reader makes the paid tool indispensable.
Ah, so the free users are like a key partner for the paid side.
Precisely. Or think Google Search, free for us, but the sheer volume of users makes its advertising platform incredibly valuable to businesses who pay to reach those users. The free side fuels the money side.
That's a really powerful concept. The free part isn't just free, it's a strategic component.
Yeah.
Okay, this is broadening my view of partners. Now, what about investors? We usually think of them as providing capital. Can they really be key partners in this deeper strategic sense?
Oh, absolutely. And it's becoming more common. We talk about corporate partners or strategic investors. They're a growing source of capital, especially for firms past the very early stages. Typically, they don't fund, raw startups. Too risky. But they often come in during later rounds when the technology appears viable and the firm seems to have potential.
So when there's something more concrete to invest in.
Right. And here's the key difference. These strategic corporate partners are often willing to pay a higher price than, say, a traditional venture capital firm.
A premium, why?
Because, as the thinking goes, they want something more than just dollars back for their investment. They're not just looking for financial return.
They want something strategic.
Exactly. Maybe it's early access to a new technology they can use. Maybe it's integrating the startup service. Maybe it's just market intelligence. They bring value beyond the cash.
So it's like getting investment plus a potential major customer or R&D partner or distribution channel all rolled into one.
Potentially, yes. It offers a different dimension compared to, say, venture firms that might syndicate a large investment mainly to spread its risk. Strategic investors have different, often synergistic motives.
That's a really important nuance.
hmm
It's not just money. It's smart, strategically aligned money. Okay, so you've got these vital partners for market access, for complements, maybe even investors.
Hmm.
How do you actually manage these relationships for the long haul? Sounds like it could get messy with everyone having their own goals.
It definitely can get messy, and managing it well is critical. You have to recognize that each partner intermediary in the channel generally has a vastly different interpretation of the other's value-adding contributions.
So everyone thinks they're the most important piece.
Often, yeah, or at least they see the value through their own lens. There's often no collective reasoned agreement on who provides what value, and because these channel intermediaries are independent business entities, each with their own financial and strategic goals, their individual agendas can easily take over.
Which can lead to conflict, right? Or things just not working smoothly.
Absolutely. Friction, misaligned incentive.
Mhm.
It happens all the time. So, gaining alignment, therefore, depends on how well a channel steward, the company orchestrating the network, can influence the channel partners.
Influence, not command.
Exactly. You can't just dictate terms. An astute steward judiciously blends the tools of hard and soft power to manage, motivate, and influence channel partners. It's about understanding what drives them, clear communication, showing them the shared benefits, convincing them that the rising tide lifts all boats.
Making the collective win feel like an individual win, too. Takes skill.
It really does. It's about leadership and diplomacy as much as contracts.
Okay, one last crucial point then. This balancing act. Innovation versus competition. If you open your platform or share capabilities with partners, how do you stop them from becoming your biggest competitor down the line?
The million-dollar question. It's a constant tension. Look, openness invites innovation. No doubt about it. Having partners build on your stuff brings new ideas, new energy. But it also invites competition. That's the trade-off. So managing relationships with complement and component suppliers and deciding when to supplant or absorb them is crucial to a platform sponsor's success.
So you constantly have to evaluate.
Constantly. Is this partner adding more value as a partner? Or have they become so critical or potentially so competitive that maybe we need to develop that capability ourselves or even acquire them?
Wow, it's a dynamic dance.
It absolutely is. It's never static. You have to keep adjusting your strategy based on the market and your partner's evolution.
What a fascinating deep dive. It's really clear that key partners aren't just, nice to haves. They're absolutely fundamental, especially for startups trying to overcome those early resource hurdles. They offer market access, essential services, even strategic investment that's way more than just cash.
And what's really striking, I think, is that building a successful business isn't just about your internal genius. It's just as much about who you choose to collaborate with. It's about understanding where your gaps are and then finding partners whose strengths fill those gaps and managing those relationships skillfully to accelerate your own growth.
So here's something for you, the listener, to think about. If your business model depends on these interconnected activities, how deeply do you really understand your partner ecosystem? In today's world, caress trying to do everything yourself. Total self-reliance, really the smartest path. Or could strategically embracing interdependence through carefully chosen and managed key partnerships actually be your most powerful competitive advantage going forward? Something to really chew on.